Josh Kent, Moisture Master Pros. So we're here at a client's property, and this one was very unique because we got a call that in Philly the kids play with the fire hydrant, and they're out here having summertime fun. But as you can see, there's disrepair to the concrete that's out front. So we had to replace this concrete. This is actually our client's property right here. You can see where the new concrete starts. So we got a call that basically every time water is traveling down the street, it dumps into the neighboring homes. So not only this home, our neighbor's homes, and this next one, you can easily see kind of right here. This is what hers was looking like. You can see it's kind of concave and depressed, and basically what that was doing is allowing water to go directly into the basement. Now, what we had to do is replace her concrete. She needed a curb to guide that water and allow it to continue flowing past her property. We also had to reseal the patio, and then we had to re-stucco the first floor front. All of these areas had cracks and openings, voids that was allowing water to get down into the basement level. We got a call from her that she was still having some water incursion, but it wasn't coming from the areas that we had just repaired. She noticed that it was coming in right from the sides of both of the properties that she sandwiched in between. Now, what that told us is that we solved the original issue, so she's not having water coming right down in her basement anymore, but she's getting it from the weak points that inherently we can't do anything about because it's outside of her property. Excuse the mess. Now, this is very untraditional, right? Almost looks like history in a relic. Here you can see a staircase. Like, look at this old detail that he has here. This is old ironwork. So this used to lead outside, and basically what's happening now is that there's so many cracks, disrepair. You can see kind of structural displacement here. Whenever water enters the street down into the foundation, it's able to come through all of these cracks. It also was dripping through from here, and then this is called the base perimeter, where the wall meets the ground. Water was just kind of pouring in here. So basically what we had to do is employ a few different tactics. So we're sealing any hairline cracks with something called Silca Seal, and then we're doing structural mortar repairs. So basically wherever you kind of see that there's this kind of issue, we're going to repair all of that. And the final thing is that we're going to seal this entire wall after it's cleaned with muriatic acid so that our applications truly adhere. Then we're going to do 2 applications of rubberized foundational coating. A lot of people seal their foundations with Drylock, and I want to point out something because this is a Drylock application. Drylock is actually a water-based application, which means that if it comes in contact with water, it's actually soluble, which means it's going to dissolve and uncouple and peel away from the wall, which you don't want. But what we use is a rubberized foundational coating. Now, what that lets me know is that there's a good thick rubberized membrane. We measure it in what are called mils. Once we get a good coating of mils on here, it gets in all those nooks and crannies, we never get a call back. So now this is the job that we have to do. We have to kind of seal everything up with the repairs, the Silca Seal, the structural mortar. Then we're going to come back and we're going to seal from the top, which is called the header, all the way to the base of the wall. Now for the base of the wall, you can see here, the guys actually just applied some structural mortar, and basically this is hydraulic cement. So this is a water stop cement. It's meant to be applied here and provide a barrier where it keeps water in that outside of the wall, does not allow hydrostatic pressure to cause water to enter the basement. With this, as I mentioned outside, we had a second issue where water is entering from the neighbor's side. So what we had to do, we found out that it was coming right in this crack, so we kind of brought it back about 1.5 feet, 2 feet. Now, what we're going to do is we're in no rush to get this project closed up. What we want to make sure of is that the leak is repaired before we install any drywall. We want to make sure that our client never goes through this issue again. So what we're going to allow is for some time for Mother Nature to batter and beat this as much as possible. And after that, when we come down here, when we scan with our thermal imaging camera, we should see no saturation that is entering from anywhere. Once we have confirmation of that, then we will move forward and close this up. Now, this is important because in the Philadelphia area, we've gotten a lot of calls where people feel like maybe the streets, the water department, there's water entering, possibly through some type of disrepair. The city is definitely old. And through that disrepair, their basements, every time it rains, they get inundated with water. If this is something that you're dealing with, you really need to get down to the root cause. Just by slapping some repairs on here, your issue is going to come back. So what we love to do is employ the technology where we can see behind the walls, which we were able to identify all of these cracks. If that is something that you and your family are going through, contact us. We will be able to come out, provide an inspection for you, provide real-time root cause understanding of what is really happening and what remedy plan needs to be in place to create and restore a healthy, happy living environment for you and your family. All right, so we are at the stage where we've finished all our repairs. We did our structural mortar repairs. We took care of all of our crack fills and sealant applications with Silca Flex Seal. And this is the foundational coating that I was explaining about. This is the Rolls Royce of foundational sealing on the interior substrate of a basement. And then, as I mentioned before, we had the hydrostatic pressure issue that was coming down at the base. Now what we're going to do is allow for some time. We want really bad storms to beat this. So we're in no rush to put back the drywall. Our client has been explained everything. She's fine. She feels very confident in the application, just did the walkthrough, and I explained everything. So now we're in a holding pattern. We're going to wait until we get some feedback and follow up with her when we have really bad, severe inclement weather. We can't wait to see how our work stands up to Mother Nature.